So tonight's topic is going to be the lie that there's actually a cold and flu season. Now, when I was in school, I remember 4 seasons. Was cold and flu one of them? No. So this is like one of those urban myths that we deal with. There's actually no such thing as a cold and flu season. What it is actually a changing in the temperature and a changing in the vitamin D levels that you receive. So what happens is in the northern hemisphere, as we rotate, we get less sunlight, there's our vitamin D, and our body is going to have to change from being in a state of being used to warm weather, and the mucosal lining of the lungs will have to change. What this really comes down to is how adaptable are you? If you're somebody who catches the cold, which is by itself a misnomer, that indicates that you can adapt. Because the cold virus, the cold and flu viruses, well, the cold's not a virus, but anyways, they don't actually make you sick. Your ability to become sick is your inability to react correctly. Saying that a cold or a flu or a bacteria made you sick is akin to saying that rats cause garbage, or akin to saying that firemen cause fires. This is not true. It's just not true. What actually is happening is that your body is so weak that it cannot defend itself properly. It cannot allocate resources correctly and get away with it. Basically, if we think of it like this, if you're somebody who's gone outside and you run around and you stress your body out and you just exercise and then you come in and you get into real cold air conditioning, one person will be fine and the next person will get sick. What is that getting sick? It's not the virus because everybody was exposed to it. It's the ability for the body to react. So what we're actually looking at is the communication between the brain and the body, and the brain and the immune system. If your brain cannot regulate your immune system correctly because you've been stressed for a long period of time, either chemically, emotionally, or physically, guess what? They don't talk perfectly, and then you get big problems. One of them is that you'll get an autoimmune problem. Those are things such as diabetes, MS, depression, ALS, fibromyalgia, rheumatoid, chronic fatigue, cancer. These are all problems where your body doesn't take care of itself. So the big thing I'm trying to explain to you is that if your brain can talk 100% to your immune system, your likelihood of getting sick, as it's called, is slim to none. The other thing, and I'll go into that a little more, what that means is that you can locate the foreign invader and destroy it. The invader by itself doesn't make you sick though, because there are literally cultures of people, and I'll give you an example of this. There was a Siamese twin named Masha and Dasha, and these children had 2 separate nerve systems and the same heart and circulatory system. One would get sick and the other one wouldn't. This is scientifically proven. This is out of Russia. So if you tell me it's the ability for the virus to get in your body that makes you sick, or the bacteria, it doesn't make any sense, because they both had the expression of the virus going through, but one would become sick and the other one wouldn't, because they had different nerve systems. This is Speransky. It's the Speransky studies. And what it shows is your nerve system is indicative of how healthy you are. It has nothing to do with the bacteria or the virus or anything else. So what I'm trying to let you guys know is that if you optimize yourself by seeing somebody who does neurological based care or neurological based chiropractic, then what you will do is upregulate your nerve system ability to find things and then heal you. And that healing is stopping you from being able to get sick. The next thing that we want to look at is, so we're sloughing off that excess tissue because it's getting colder, so we have to remake different tissue in our lungs. That allows the bacteria to get in, but if you have an immune system that's weakened, you won't take it out. Now the crazy things that I'm seeing here in this state and I'm in Colorado, is that what they're doing to treat people with things like MS is they're giving them chemotherapy drugs that destroys their immune system, because their immune system has gone so awry that they figured out that if we turn it all off, then they won't have MS. Well, that's great. And what everything else is you're going to get? Because you're going to get everything else that you run into, because now you're literally turning off the way your body communicates to itself. But my symptoms are gone, doc, so I'm healthy. Not really. You're just feeling well while you're getting sick, because you're not even aware that you're getting sickness. So that's one of them. The other thing is vitamin D decreases. So we're not having enough vitamin D, and vitamin D is it's actually the strongest, one of the strongest immune boosters. Vitamin D is 1,000 times more stronger than vitamin C. So if you take 2 to 3 vitamin D tabs and some calcium, you'll get quicker than eating a whole bag of oranges. Vitamin D is way stronger of an antioxidant, of basically allowing your body to attack those things correctly. The vitamin C and D and all these things, they're used by the immune system to actually rev up and destroy the bacteria or the virus that comes in. So the takeaway from this is that you do not get sick or stay healthy by fluke. There is no fluke. Your nerve system determines how healthy or sick you are. And if you want to know if somebody's going to get chronically sick, if you have cold hands or cold feet, you're going to get chronically sick. If you have chronic sweaty hands or really dry hands, you're going to be chronically sick. These are all indicators that your body is stressed out, and it is in a defense posture, and your body can only do one of two things. It can either heal itself, or it can try to protect itself in a sympathetic or fight or flight tone. That fight or flight tone will keep getting you sick. The parasympathetic or feed or breathe relaxation will allow you to heal. Your body cannot do both at once. This is where chronic disease and sickness comes from, is you're stuck in a defense posture. If you want to change your life, pull yourself out of that state and you'll heal yourself. The problem is most people are so stuck in it that it doesn't matter how much yoga or stretching or meditation you try to do, you're stuck in such a high beta or such a high state of brain continually rattling around that you can't calm your brain down to alpha, which is the healing state. So to take away from this, if you want to be that person that fights off colds, take some D, take some C, get adjusted. And in my office, I see patients that are in large office buildings and they're the only one on their floor that doesn't get sick. And this isn't just 1 or 2 people, this is 99% of the people I take care of. So this isn't just hearsay. This is literally hundreds of people. So you see it repeatedly and repeatedly, that indicates that there is a correlation. Thank you.